Good morning. Welcome back to Wicked Works. We're going to work on the single cab again today. I got a fuel tank, and I'd really like to make the fuel gauge and the wipers work. As I'm sure you've already noticed, Gloria looks a little bit different. Really couldn't stand the yellow. So I started removing it. A lot of it I did with a razor blade, some of it I did with graffiti remover just to get that top layer off and try to get some of this turquoise to come through. I think I'm probably going to end up rattle canning this. I am going to keep these. I'll just do around that. I got to start doing, like, you know, the cab soon and get rid of the brown on the inside. That's still a problem. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I'm working on it. Today, however, we're going to do fuel tank, new fuel tank. I've got a new sending unit and a 12-volt armature to put in the wiper motor, because that still has a 6-volt armature in it, and I've converted this to 12-volt. So I think I'm going to start with the messy job first and go after the fuel tank. Right, well, first things first is get these straps off so that I can unmount the tank. These are factory one-year-only fuel tank mounts. Oof. Well, that one didn't last long. It's a Brazilian one I got from M&T. It was pretty much leaking as soon as I put it in, because I tried to put it in while the tank was still in here. And the screws are clocked, so I really got to get it in the right position, otherwise it's just not gonna do the things, you know what I mean? Okay. Drag it on the outlet. Okay, oh, this is very full. Oh, that's good. At least I know she's getting good mileage. Tank's out. That's what it was sitting on, which is why I have it right to strapped in. So this whole time, because I never got this bolted in right, and that just fell apart, it's been kind of just leaking fuel all over the place. So and the last few times that I've had to crawl underneath it, and I've checked the fuel filter, it's been pretty dirty. So even though that's a solid tank, there's a lot of crap floating around, and I wanted to get a better sending unit in, and that was enough of an excuse for me to get a nice Wolfsburg tank. So I think before I do anything, I want to test the gauge one more time and make sure that it's good. So in order to test the gauge, you just have to run the wire that goes to the gauge to ground, right? So I've got this wire here that goes to the gauge, and this type of sending unit requires another wire to go from the sending unit to ground. So I've just connected these. So in theory, when I go turn the key on, it should go straight to full. Yep, great. So I know the gauge is good. So now we can open this up and start getting the sending unit in. Nice, very nice. Yes, good, yes. I just bought this because I was using this to scrape paint off the bus, so it should work lovely for this. Very nice. Okay. I'm going to chase some threads I believe they're like 5 M5 by 0.8 or something. This is a terrible way to do this, so I don't recommend doing it. This is one of those do as I say, not as I do situations. They always say you got to buy a gasket because the gasket isn't included, and the gasket's included. So with these, there's a little pin you got to remove on the bottom. That guy, a little safety pin. Oop. Now you can hear that it's doing its thing. I think I'm also gonna put that wire, that ground wire on here first so I don't have to struggle with it in the bus. So thankfully this came with a nice little threaded cap. And the outlet on this guy and the little sock inside is brand new, so I'm gonna try to swap those. This is gonna suck. I wonder if I can get enough. Please, before this falls off the stand because I'm shaking. Oh, gross. Okay. Okay, great. Oy vey. Like I said, the tank was solid, but the inside was pretty gross. So let me clean all this stuff off, get it installed in the tank, and then we can get the tank back in. Okay. All right. So I should be able to plug this into the wire that goes to the gauge into the spade on top of the sending unit, and then my ground wire is going to go to a little screw that I put up here earlier. Oh God. All right, let me strap this back in, and then we're going to take a break from fuel tank stuff to do the wiper motor because my knees hurt. All right, I've got the fuel tank strapped in and got the wires all done and hoses going to it. So now we can start with the wiper motor. Now, this wiper motor is 6 volt. I noticed when I tried running it on 12 volts, it made a weird clicking noise and a lot of smoke. When I put it on a 6 volt battery, it still made a little bit of smoke, but it didn't make that weird clicking noise, and it wanted to kind of keep turning. So to convert these SWF motors to 12 volt, Wolfsburg West sells these 12 volt armatures that honestly just drop right in. So we're going to do that and hope that it allows me to have wipers, because I'm tired of driving this thing in the rain with no wipers. So pry your pry a little bail wire off here. Weasel the lid off. Ruin everything. There you go. Very nice. Okay. So you'll see your armature is this guy down in here. So we're going to have to get that spring off. There's a little fiber guy right there that we don't want to lose or break. And then we should just be able to, we might have to take this off. Honestly, it looks like it'll be easier to do that than taking that whole thing off. So I'm going to undo these 2 screws, and that'll allow me to move this whole assembly out of the way and get the armature out, and then we can put the new one in. Saying that out of the way like that. And then this is on a magnetic, but it should just kind of come out like that. Okay. And then you can get the new one. Pop that in. It does have some teeth on the end, so you might have to kind of spin it to get it in. I don't think it's seated all the way yet. Please don't make me take this whole thing apart. I'm going to end up taking this whole thing apart, even though it was just working with the 6-volt one. Okay. This guy, this is what meshes with that. Now that is a little lower than the first time. All right, well, now that that's in, I guess let me put this top side back together so that this doesn't fall out at all. So you're gonna spread these out to get the contacts on that. And then you can put your screws back in. I'm going to get your little loop in that guy. Yeah, so that comes up there. My hope is that I can Okay, so now, hopefully, when I spin this, it'll do things. It's not doing it. Well, let me hook this back up to a battery and see if it spins then. All right, so at least this way, it doesn't matter. I believe that is ground. I'll do this from this side. And this guy, uh-oh, is it this way? Yep. Oh, it's not smoking, so that's good. Great. So now we can put it back together. It smells interesting. Ow. Okay. All right, it took me a minute to get everything in the right spot and wired correctly and everything, but I now have the loudest wipers in the world. Or wiper. But hey, at least it's working. with no park. And I don't even have to get the key on. Might as well see if the fuel gauge works too. Oh, wow. Wow. Leaking a little bit, but it's not leaking on the floor, so that's what matters. Okay, let's have a look at the gauge. Moment of truth, nothing. Is it nothing? Is there just less than I thought there was in that tank? Well, I want to go to lunch anyway, so I guess I'll take it to the gas station and see if filling it up does anything. Well, I think that's gonna do it for this quick Wednesday morning video. Sorry I didn't have anything last week. It's been very busy focusing on customer stuff. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a like, leave a comment, share with your friends. You can follow me on Instagram at WickedWorks. Don't forget you can pre-order a t-shirt until June 7th. So you can email me at wickedworksvw@gmail.com, or you can DM me on Instagram to place your order. I will not be shipping internationally. Oh, it's a lot to get out at the end of these. I forget a lot of stuff too, but I think I got everything that time. So we'll see you at the next one. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. Lunchtime.